Now that you've created your client avatar, you know who your ideal customer is, the person who is the best suited to buy your product or your service. You understand the empathy map, you understand what goes under their skin, and you know their current frustrations, where they are in life right now. Because you now have an understanding of that, it's important to realize that the next stage where we want to go is we want to find what else or what are the reasons why they actually want to buy something. This is what's called the customer journey. So we're going to use AI to help us come up with the information and understand more about our customer journey so that the moment when we decide to start to create content for our client avatar, we are guided by the customer journey because we know exactly at what stage of the buying journey are they. In any given market at any given time, 3%, only 3% of the buyers are ready to pay you cash, right? At any given time. This means that the greatest opportunity is in the 97% who are not yet even thinking about it. But if you don't make efforts to actually follow up and create conditions necessary for you to be in front of the 97%, you will struggle. You will find your business struggling to actually get to the next stage of the quarter. So without further ado, thank you for joining me. I'm Taps from Interactive Calls, and I'm here to take you on a journey so that we explore more on how we use AI in our business to define our client avatar through the customer journey. Then we use AI to create our content, and then we use AI again now to create all the follow-up uh, tactics and skills that enable us to stay in front of our best fan until they end up becoming customers, right? Where they will keep on referring people to us. So the first stage, there are actually 7 stages of the customer journey, right? Which we're going to use. And as an example, I'm going to use a fitness gym as an example, right? A fitness gym, simply because it's relevant to a lot of people, especially people like me who spend too much time on the computer. So this works very well. So there are 7 stages, and the whole intent is once you understand this customer journey, we're going to be able to navigate and move people from where they are completely unaware to where they are very much raving fans and they're becoming super fans. So the 7 stages, right, uh, uh, are applicable to any business. You've some of these you've already experienced them, but most businesses only market just to the one stage of the market, right? So what it means is you create a huge opportunity for yourself where 90% of the buyers are left, right? And when you realize that there is more touch points, Google uses the 7-11-4 method where you need to have at least a minimum of 7 touch points or over 11, 7. In fact, you just come to Google and Google 7-11-4 method, like that, right? And the, there it comes, right? So it's 7 hours of engagement, 11 touch points across 4 separate platforms. So what it means is for us to win, right, we need to be producing a lot of content and staying in front of our customer. 11 touch points, right? 7 hours of content, 11 touch points over 4 different platforms. That in itself enables us to be remembered now when they're actually at the point of buying, at the point of purchase. So the stages of the customer journey, they move from left to right, right? Where number 1 is unaware to number 7, where they are loyal and very much advocate. We're going to go through all these stages so that we have an understanding of why they exist and what we can do to help ourselves and help our businesses to do better, right? The first stage is unaware, right? And in unaware, nobody knows you, nobody knows. They don't even know they have a problem, but they're unaware, right? So it's the first stage of the awareness, right? Then on stage 2, they become aware, right? They become aware that they've got a problem, they have a need. This is at stage 2. Stage 3 is solution aware, and they know there's a help somewhere, but they're not yet confident. Number 4, They are now seeing lots of ads of your brand. They now know, okay, I may want or may not. Then number five, they're ready to buy. They're in markets. They're actively searching. And number six, now, because they've bought your product, they are going through the motions of going through it and consuming and becoming more advocates of your product. And number seven, they start sending you more referrals in their sleep. They absolutely love your product. So these are the 7 stages of the AI customer journey, right? So stage number one, right? In the first stage of awareness, they have a problem, but they don't even know it yet, right? So this is for my example, right? This is me in winter where I'm already eating lots of food. I'm enjoying myself, but I don't even know that I've got a problem because I've been consuming a lot. So it means I've gained so much weight, right? So it starts to show slowly as I'm walking through the shopping centers. I can't walk as fast as, and I don't feel comfortable anymore. Some of those clothes are now feeling a bit tight, right? But I'm still not yet convinced, right? So I'm even ignoring it, right? And what I need to be able to answer with my product, right, is okay. Uh, I need to be able to break into these beliefs, right? So the content and information which I'm sharing here and doing is to intentionally speak to any of these four, right? Then by so doing, I'm breaking that wall because they will move from unaware to, oh, maybe they are a little aware, man. So the content that wakes them up, right? That gets them up and start to know there's a problem is educational video because they start researching to find out, okay, what it is, right? So one of the videos could be 3 signs your business is leaving money on the table, right? Like, wow, no wonder why. I didn't know that was happening, right? Or 3 reasons why you can't walk fast at the shopping center. Immediately I will know, oh, okay, that's talking to me, but I wasn't aware that, I had this problem. Then some of the content will make a person say, that's me, right? They relate to it, right? And some myths would be the number one mistakes business owners make with not advertising, or the number one mistakes business owners make with not exercising, right? So these are pretty much in line with the stage of life where I am, right? Then diagnostics check, these are checklists, right? Where 7 signs that your customer journey is broken, or 4 signs that you're overweight, right? So these checklists, they awaken the sleeping lion in me because immediately I then become aware that something needs attention. So as soon as I'm aware that something needs attention, I was at that point of equilibrium where I thought everything was all in harmony, but clearly not, right? So because I'm now problem aware, this is where the empathy map wins, where we actually know all about the feelings of our ideal client avatar, right? What words are we saying to describe what's going on? And what have we tried? Why didn't it work? Because I now know that I've got this problem, right? And the real cause of actually not doing anything about this, right? It could be, for example, a plumber, right? A tap is leaking and someone is ignoring it, right? But once they keep on hearing that noise of the tap leaking every time, they now become aware of the problem. And cost of not doing it means the water bill is going to keep on going high because water is being used when they're actually not consuming it. So at problem awareness stage, there's lots that's going on and there's a lot of questions that they need to answer. And some of the content that connects with people at this stage is, why does this keep happening, right? Videos explaining the root cause of the problem, right? So this could be videos that are, why do you keep enjoying munching food whilst you're watching a movie, right? This is because we've been made to believe that, okay, when you're watching a movie at home, it's cold in winter, you need to eat something. And snacks are really available in front of you. Mistakes to avoid, right? This constant that validates previous attempts which have failed, right? So the whole intent is to win trust with them, right? Problem breakdowns, right? The frameworks which come as a guide to help us. So these contents that you share in the problem aware stage, right? They make you relate and know that, okay, this is the cost of inaction. This is what I need to do if I don't do something about it. From problem aware, you then move into solution aware. I now know that, okay, I need to buy running shoes because I need to be active again, right? So these are some of the questions which we'll be asking in terms of I'm researching and comparing. I don't want to be judged because I now know that, okay, I've got this issue, so I now need to do something about it, right? And it's important to be sensitive here, otherwise you'll scare people away. And the things that connect to them emotionally here are comparison videos, right? Where I'm looking at before and after videos of people who were overweight like me, and now they're in good body shape and good energy. I'm seeing them in videos where they're running at the park with their kids, right? How it works. How does this fitness program work? Because it gives me confidence that I'm able to do it and I'm able to be loyal. I'm able to come and show up at the gym every other week, 3 times a week, because that's the process for me to win it. So I need to break that wall, which I build subconsciously to say it's not necessary. The gym, I can always do it and I never do it, right? Then you also look at buying guides. This is where you make contact, right? The person actually makes contact with solution providers to get more advice, right? Yeah, and there's a lot of research happening here in this solution aware stage where we need to ask and understand my problems, and that helps with preparation for objection handling, right? So I need to know a lot of questions which a person who's in my situation will be having. So I'll be able to talk about, okay, what uh, food, what am I going to give up, right? What am I going to lose? And there should be a solution to it. There should be, it's not supposed to be draconian, it's supposed to be guiding me to the next logical step, right? And then there's the explanations, right? This is the framework which is solving my problem, right? As the client, right? So as a business owner or as a coach, you need to have a product here which is like a framework or which is actually solving the problem which the client has, right? This is the solution over here. So now your client starts to know, because they've been research, they've been doing everything to try to find a solution for their problem. They now know the different programs, and they are very interested, very much invested in wanting to know what's going on here. On stage number 4, right? They now know the different brands who have what their product, right? So this is where now they need evidence to feel confident that they need to go with you, right? And they need to understand uh, why they have to actually absolutely trust you and to be confident in going with you. So some of the questions or the content that are associated with brand awareness, we got testimonials, right? These are people who are voting on your behalf to say, hey, we have enjoyed uh, working with the coach. So come in, you get the similar experience as long as you put in the work, right? There's evidence from case studies how a 40-year-old business owner went from 105 kgs to, you know, 80 kilograms in 3 weeks. Wow. What happened? Did he get lost in the desert? Something happened, right? Then there's demonstration of good use of the product, fair use of the product. This overcomes the objection that maybe he can't do it or maybe he's not confident, right? Of course, there's behind the scenes work, which is intentionally designed to show that we are part of the process, right? And also objection handling. Why a person would uh, come up with an excuse of saying they don't want, yet they actually need, right? So it's helping them making a decision by breaking these objections in advance. Then that content in itself helps them to advocate and buy a product, right? So from stage 4, the awareness, now they are ready to bring out their credit card and say, I want to buy. This is an exciting stage because they are almost at that point where they're like, okay, you know what, if I don't do it, nothing's going to change and I'm still going to be point zero. So what the hell? Let me spend the $50 a month. I'm going to lose weight. So at this stage here is just a personal mindset issue here. So the key thing is, yeah, you should have to understand, okay, why are they worried about price, right? What's the risk, right? And what's what's how do you make it risk free for them to make it a no brainer? What are the other benefits do they get, right, when they're at this stage? Because they're a bit hesitant, so is that they just need the extra nudge to get them to push over, right, and buy the product. So once you you understand your clients that they're ready to buy at this stage, and this is after them consuming so much of your products and services, it becomes very logical that, oh, okay, because if I give them irresistible offer, right, buy one get one half price, they will buy, right? Or it's a free consultation. From the free consultation, it leads into you giving them a solution for for their problem, because you've got a product that actually helps them, right? And yes, their trials, right? You can test drive. Go for a test drive. This is very common with car sales. You go with an intent to buy one car, then they'll get you to test drive the latest car, and you get to enjoy everything about it. Then they will not come with you into the one you wanted. And by the time you go there, you'll be like, man, I don't want that old raggedy car. I want the new electric car. Yes. Demos, they work very well. This is where, once you understand how a product works, you move from where you're completely unaware again up to having confidence of being able to use it, right? Especially with a lot of computers where someone, they know they want to buy a computer, but no, they don't know which one. So this product demo helps them to actually make the right decision. And of course, pricing explanations, because transparency beats everything. If they're absolutely clear about what's going to cost them, how much they're going to part with, they'll gladly jump in, right? And the clear call to action, the next steps, what happens. This is very important, because removing this friction enables them now to give you, their credit card, and then they become clients for your business. Once they become a client, right? Soon after the purchase, what's the immediate win for them, where they know, oh man, I'm getting value for what it is. So this needs to be completely full of quick wins for them. So they need to get a quick win, because it's all about the value which they experience, and this is foreshadowing them what to expect in the next few days. So how do you help them to actively have a quick win, right? And understand and find out from them what could be the current problems right now, which is stopping them from getting a quick win, right? And how do you reduce the chance of a cancellation or buyer's remorse, simply because they are not so clear, or they're getting watery, right? So it's very important that soon after they commit and become your clients, they have an incredible experience, and this gives them comfort that what they've signed up to, they can do it. And as soon as they start getting quick, small steps, small wins, those small wins will soon come into quantum leaps as they preparing themselves to go to the next stage. So some of the content obviously include welcome emails. There's onboarding videos which give them confidence about what's happening and everything else. Then there's checklists. Checklists, they give more momentum, because they give them an understanding of where they are now and where they're going, and progress reminders to keep in touch, more touch points for them to know what to expect, what to do, and how to keep on positioning themselves in the best way, so that they are also on the winning side. So stage 6 is very good for clients, because once it's not very clear here, a lot of cancellations happen before they've even actually fully experienced your product, when your product has got a lot of stage. Then number 7, which is the best stage, if your clients are now at this stage, you've done so well, right? Because from here, all they're doing now is they've got confidence. They're absolutely raving about what you can do, and they want to buy more of your products and services, because at this stage here, they have got no doubt that you can solve their problems. So they are advocating and telling others that, guys, come and check this out. This is what we have here, right? And it's an incredible stage to be at when you're at stage 7, because this is where you experience the power of referrals, word of mouth, right? And you can get more reviews. Reviews are very good for your business, because this is where they tell others of the experience they had, and they're selling on your behalf, right? You then have the opportunity of giving them upsells, create more case studies, customer stories, and everyone wins here. So at this stage where there's loyalty and advocacy, all they're simply doing is their business is growing, and you're also growing. Everyone is happy at this stage. So how then do we use AI now to get us to to put us in the best position in terms of understanding who are our customer journey, and how we're going to be able to create content for it. So this process in itself used to take such a very long time, as you can imagine, right? The research that's needed. And what AI does now is it compresses time for you to go through the whole stages and create the information. So we're able to create content for every stage, right, of the 7 stages. So because we now know what's needed, right, and what we need to use at any stage, right, this is where AI helps us. And we're able to personalize it at scale, where we are no longer limited to anything that's involving a person who doesn't know what to do. All we need to do is to speak better. And of course, we're able to create content that's always fresh, always new, and it brings value to our clients. So to demonstrate what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly create a customer journey. And from the customer journey itself, I already have got a file, but I'm going to open Google Notebook element, and I'm going to create a customer journey for my business, right? I'll create a customer journey for my business, and this allows me to actually know what I need to be doing at any stage, right? In this instance, so I'll add. I'm going to upload a text file that already has got predefined stages of this customer journey. Let me open this on the side and quickly find this file so that we are in touch with what we're doing. So with I'm going to drag it into here, right? My customer journey. This should copy. Is it copied? Perfect. So because it's copying now, it's going to allow me to add more information to here, and I'm going to title it customer journey, right? It's already been scraped, so Google already knows the 7 pillars of the AI customer journey, right? And I'm going to create an infographic, because it's always good to have a visual of what you're doing. So I'm going to use Bento in this instance, and I'm going to give it an explanation. Hey, I need you to create a visual of the 7 stages of the customer journey. Give me an example of the content for each stage of the customer journey. I need this to be for a plumber. In one example is a plumber, so use a leaking tap as an example, and the other one use an example as a fitness instructor for overweight professionals who own businesses. Full stop. So create the infographic that's going to relate and connect with these people. So yeah, once it's now in the oven, it's cooking. We should be seeing the infographic here. What you can also do with with the notebook LML is I can create an audio overview, right? A quick uh, a quick podcast, right? That will I will listen to and get more understanding so that I've got confidence in what I'm doing. So all I will simply come here and say, create a podcast that's going to have a person who's talking to me back and forth, like in an interview. But the whole intent of this is to have an understanding of what the customer journey entails and why it's important for a business to actually know the specific content that's relevant at each stage of the customer journey. Otherwise, if you just go ahead and start producing content for your client avatar without knowing their stage of the buyer's journey, it will create a mess as there's a lot of information. So go ahead and create this short podcast. So, and just like that, it's cooking. And as we're waiting for Google to finish the tasks, the key thing is if you don't, excuse me, if you don't spend time in creating your customer journey, right? As I was saying, you miss out on actually connecting with them emotionally at that stage of the buyer's journey they are, because people are at all different stages. So you'd find that a person will take a very long time to make a decision because he's at the unaware stage, right? They don't even know your product or service, so they won't buy. Then on the other hand, for for those who buy immediately or who buy your product and services after a meeting or two, is because they were already in market. They already knew there was a solution out there, and they were actively seeking if yours could match what they wanted. So an understanding of what this does now is the clarity it gives you means as a business owner you're also able to have content that's very specific and that connects with your clients. So as you can see, our our infographic is ready, and from here we should be able to visualize our customer journey map, right? So that alone enables you as a business owner to actually understand the different types of content that are needed at each stage. And I'm not sure what's going on here. Hopefully, let me close this viewer until it's ready. Yeah, it should be ready now. So what it does is, as I was saying, right, as the business owner, as your content is specific for each stage of the customer journey, you're also able to deliver value that's relevant in that specific customer journey itself. And because you're doing that, they will also connect with you, and that allows them now to keep on consuming your content and voting with their money at the end when they become customers. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to show you how to quickly do this in Cloud again, right? Because Cloud Code is another tool which you can use. That is after it's set up. So I will quickly log into Cloud, and once I'm in Cloud, whilst Google is doing what it's doing, we'll be able to see more and make use of the make full use of the technology, right? It's always good to take advantage of technology and make full use of it, and you get the results you want. So in this instance here, since I've opened in the folder where my files are, I'm going to give Cloud the information. Hey dude, I need you to create an infographic of my customer journey based on the text file that's in this folder. The key thing is I need this visual to be very vi- not very visual, but I want it to be able to connect, because I'm going to print it on an A3 paper, and at each stage of the buyer's journey, I need to know the different types of content my clients will be getting. That allows me to prepare in time what I need to have. And also, when I delegate my tasks to my team members, they'll know exactly at what stage when a person is, depending on the inquiries they come and even on the information that's going out. So our content is going to be laser focused to the stage of the buyer's journey where they are, so that we don't waste time and effort in creating content that speaks to no one. What I also need you to do is to go ahead and then create an infographic using one of the skills that I have within my skill folder for creating infographics, right? Then save that infographic in this folder and call it a customer journey infographic. And just like that, you give the instruction to Claude. So Claude will work as long as you have already set it up to, and it knows all your skills and everything else. I'll do other videos which will showcase on how to create skills and how to set it up so that it starts to work very well in for your business also. In my case, I've been using Cloud for a little over a year now, and just the more you use it, the better you become with it. And trust me, in this time right now, in 2026, this is the best tool within this AI space. Of course, who knows what's coming within the next 3 months, but for this past 6 months, this has been the game changing tool that's been able to transform businesses, right? So as you can see, the key thing is making sure that you've got different uh, tools set up already, right? Because some of the operations are going to require API keys so that the, like in this instance, right, I use Kai. Kai is the one where I get my infographics designed in and then they'll be saved in here. But the instructions gets piped through an API key. So you just need to understand that, right? And yes, so finally our 7-stage framework for a gym instructor and even for a plumber is ready, right? Check this out. Come on, finish up. We we're running into some performance issues on this machine right now. I think there's a lot of operations happening, but I'm so excited with where we are at the moment because we've got the infographic, right? From total stranger to brand advocate, right? A plumber, right? Stage one, a licking tap, right? It's licking. Stage two, you're waking. You keep waking up to the dripping tap. So you can't keep on ignoring it. You find the expert and fix and referral and the strategy. Okay, it's basic but good enough. The key thing is like what I did. I've used two examples here. That's why it's two different niches on the one infographic. This is very clever what's been done here. But I wouldn't advise this to do anyway. You only work within the one niche so that you don't confuse yourself and keep things separate because the strategies are completely different, even if they could be on the same customer journey. Yeah. So, whilst this is still in the making, let's see where cloud is right now. It still requires some permissions, and I will post this in the comments once it's finished for the respective time because we've gone over 30 minutes now. But other than that, this is how you create your AI client avatar, AI customer journey. And it's very important to have your AI customer journey map because it maps out the frustrations and which you tie in with your empathy map, right? At the customer, at the client avatar. And from there, uh, you're able to create content that's hyper specific that will enable your clients to connect with you. And by them consuming your content, it's because everything is relevant at that stage. And that's how they will vote with their wallet when they're at stage 6, 7 onwards. They vote with their wallet and they amplify by sending more people to you. That's confirmation that you have done a good job and they're confident in you executing. So now we know who our customer is from our do client avatar, and now we know the exact customer journey our customers go through till they end up buying our products and services. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to turn each stage of the customer journey into content, videos, lead magnets, and sales messages, all using AI. So we've got a long way to go over the next 3 months as we are going to be breaking down all these bits and pieces using different AI tools, because AI is a toolbox. So within the toolbox, you just need to have several different skill sets, right? Or tool sets to help you create the content. So we'll explore lots of image generating tools and video generation tools. But of course, this is all hands free. You don't even need to be a programmer. I was an accountant, still an accountant is, but AI is what I love doing. So until we meet again in the next video, have a good day and continue working on your customer journey for your business.